welcome back to the 2025 Asia Pacific Oceania Cup. Second half action here in the opening game between Australia and Republic of Korea. The scores remain as they were at the halftime break. Australia 6, Republic of Korea 0. My name remains as Tom Byrne. Jackson Taylor and Matthew Mallows are both still with me. And we'll throw to you, Jax. Is there anything that you think you could see that the Republic of Korea could do to try and get back into this match a little bit?
Well, as we saw towards the end of the first half, they were definitely learning about Australia's passing lanes and such. So I think just continuing that understanding and making sure they can cut that out as a 2-on-1 is given away, I believe.
Yeah, 2-on-1 violation there as the two Korean wingers just encroached on top of Santo Bongiovanni. Looks like no changes at the half-time for either team, so they remain as they were at the end of the half as Chris Hastis takes a shot. It's on target, and it goes behind, the deflection goes behind Santo Bongiovanni and out for a Republic of Korean throw.
I tell you what, that was a very, very nice stop by Kim Kyung-il there. If he hadn't gotten the touch on that, I think Santo was putting it in at the far post for the first goal of the half.
And now Bongiovanni picks up the ball from that throw-in. A little bit of contact. They're going to whistle for that contact, I believe.
Yep, and that's going to go to the Australians.
Much like we saw on the first free kick of the match, this one's a direct free kick. If you have any viewers that are new to the sport of power chair football, a lot of our free kicks are indirect. We have a 2-on-1 violation, we call it, which is the replacement to the offside rule in the running game, which means that it is an indirect free kick. However, contact penalties like this, you can shoot from them. As David goes for Hastis and shoots and finds the hole between the defenders. And Hastis is on the board, and that's the 7th for Australia in this game.
Yeah, that was a beautiful touch from the debutant Chris Hastis. Absolutely nailed it between the Republic of Korean defence there.
Take a quick moment to thank the Bands Group, our local tournament partner with Queensland Power Chair Football Association to help run this tournament. Thank you very much for your support. Now Hastis on the ball. Evans. A 2-on-1 violation there by Australia as those two just got too close.
Yeah, Hastis and Evans just a little bit too close there.
Yeah, Hastis calling for more communication. Now, Young June. I think we've had a very exciting first half, Young June. Once the structure of the Korean team gets a bit better, I think he'll be one to watch as this week goes on. Would you agree, lads?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a calculated take, a correct take. I've enjoyed what I've seen from him so far.
Well, Young June made a very good pass. It was cut off eventually, but starting to see some signs that there's a bit of life in this Korean team yet, which is impressive to see. We really like it. It's now Australia win themselves a kick in on the near touchline to our camera position.
Yeah, it was a nice read there from Yongjun for just to block off the passing there.
Evans goes direct. Yongjun choosing to trap. It's a bit of a half trap, half pass, and Australia able to capitalise. Hastis. Evans goes back towards Hastis. Takes the shot. It's cleared away by the defender.
Good save.
The number 33, Kim Kyung-il.
Yeah, very nice read there from Kyung-il. I believe it's the second oldest player at this tournament.
Yeah, Republic of Korea with a massive age range in this tournament. Players ranging from 60 to
14.
14, thank you, Matt, for the assist there. A very diverse team for the Koreans' first foray into international power chair football. As Hastis takes a shot, and there's a good deflection away once again. And that's just a sign, this Korean team, that this power chair football is a sport for everyone with a disability. And so we really encourage, if you're watching and you've never taken up the sport, give it a go. It's truly magnificent. As Hastas goes behind him and away for a Korean kick in, a great chance. Just the ball too close to him.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ball there from Santo from the sideline to pick out Hastas at the middle of the top of the box, but Hastas just didn't quite position his chair properly there.
So once again, that pass picked off by the Australians, and there's a lot of Republic of Korean players in and around the ball at the moment now. Things open up for Hastas, turns and attempts across to Bongiovanni. Evans recycling the play. Hastas with a fairly open net, goes to Bongiovanni instead and makes a goal.
That's some very, very nice passing from the Aussies there for Hastas to pick out Santo at the far post. He could have had a shot there and it probably would have been a goal as well, but very unselfishly Hastas just slots it back across to Bongiovanni, and yeah, that's our 8th goal of the match.
Big smiles too on the South Australian. He's happy with that, as Korea look for territory and only let a goal kick from it. And we are going to the bench, and it'll be a big cheer from the local crowd as it's a debut for Jack Parry from Queensland, Brisbane Strikers player.
Yeah, Chris Hastas coming off, swapping a debutant for a debutant.
And Jack is we're really excited about his prospects here in Queensland. He's just been nominated this week for the Athlete with a Disability Award from Football Queensland. He might be on the mark already. It's a shot on target and it hits the defender. With a big award possibly for him as there's contact on the play, and we might get a call against the Republic of Korea. Indeed it is. Bongiovanni let him crashed into.
Yeah, this will be another good opportunity for the Aussies. I've got Jack Parry at the far post here.
This one's almost a bit too wide to be a direct chance. And we're going to see possibly a bit of a motion play here. In fact, no, now they're setting up in a more traditional standard play.
Yeah, the Aussies need to be really careful here because Parry and Beck are very close to one another.
I'd be worried about Santo and Beck personally. In fact, now Beck does clear out on Giovanni. Goes direct off the back of the goalkeeper. Play on. Looking for Evans, but that's just a wayward pass. It's going to go nowhere. And a swing and a miss from Seong Han.
Really nice idea, though, there from the Republic of Korea. From, I believe, Lee Seung-kyun. But alas, was not able to turn into anything for them.
And we're going to see a double substitution now for Korea. Seong Han and Woo Jin coming off. And we'll just wait to see the numbers on the back of the chairs. It is number 10, Sung Ki-jung. And just working out who the other player is.
Big cheers erupting from the stands.
Yeah, from the futsal match occurring just behind us. Evans, Santo Bongiovanni in space. Turns and shoots, and it's off the defenders who are both covering the near post.
That other player is Hong Sung-kyun, by the way.
Thank you very much. Number 4. Now, Santo goes across the top of the box. It's deflected away. Luke Dana keeping the ball alive with a 2-on-1 violation, and Korea will get the ball back.
Yeah, I believe David and Parry were just a little bit too close there. So I feel like for the Aussies, the four men up is actually working quite well for them. They seem to be rotating nicely between Evans and Luke in the middle.
Yeah, provided they keep their space in, this formation will work. There's Jack Parry now with his first dribble on the ball as an international player. He sees an open net, but he can't quite get to it yet. Flick behind, Evans. Bongiovanni turns and shoots, and it's going to be trapped by the goalkeeper and run out of the box.
Yeah, the shot wasn't quite on there for Bongiovanni, but went for it anyway.
An attempted spin shot there from the Korean number 4. Doesn't quite pan out. Now David into the play. Bit of a double pivot going on. Fans of the English game should know this formation well. Evans. Bongiovanni, that's with pace, but off the keeper. Back for Evans. Looking for Parry. It's a little bit too central. It's in. I don't quite know who got the touch.
No, I believe Jack Parry has gotten a touch on there, so that'll be his first goal in the green and gold for the debutant.
As a proud Queenslander myself, pretty happy about that. And that is the 9th now for Australia. 10 to go in this game. They've been dominant in the opening match, and Parry picks off the pass from the kick-off. And that's on target. It's going to need to be a stop here from the keeper. And Parry almost puts it in. Can he find a way through? Not quite yet. There was some ballsy defence from Korea as he keeps the ball alive. Looking back for Evans. Good touch from the keeper now. Evans, can she find a pass? Parry, Bongiovanni in space. It's a 2-on-1 violation.
Yep, Beck and Parry, a little bit too close there. I'll tell you what, Parry did very well off the kickoff there. Not only got a shot on target, but almost got his second of the game there. And within about 10 seconds of getting his first.
We've got motion on the bench as well for Australia. The 8th and final member of this team about to enter the match, as Parry's still trying to brute force his way through, and that's going to get called back. But this should mean that Tristan Peters will enter the game very soon.
Yeah, Jack Parry just getting a bit of a warning there from the referee.
Makes sense. Still no substitution. In fact, there is the substitution. Tristan Peters, the last of the Australian players to enter the court today in this game. Santo Bongiovanni coming off. Another cheer from the local crowd.
I believe Republic of Korea are also looking to make a substitution here.
So it looks like a goalkeeper change. It won't happen just yet. They'll make that change in a moment. This is even though it's 3 days, this is a very long tournament with three matches both today and tomorrow for each team. There's a bit of an interesting little goalkeeper routine here, and Parry shuts it down immediately. But,
yeah, Republic of Korea need to be careful here because the goalkeeper was out of the box for a significant portion of that play.
But yes, this is not only an exercise in football, but an exercise in player management and rotation, making sure that your players are peak fitness at the end of the week and you don't burn them out too early.
And this is going to be our first quarter of the game, actually.
This will be our first quarter of the game as the...
They are making the substitution.
Are they, mate? Yeah, there it is. There is the substitution as Kwon Young-jun comes off. And I believe this is the 7th player for Korea that's coming on that we've seen in this game. And it is number 8, Park Villion, coming on. Only 7 players on the bench, or on the pitch at the moment for Korea. No 8th player in their squad right now. And Parry had to shot and immediately scores, and that's his second. And that's the Australian 10th goal. Double digits now on the board.
Yeah, the Australians are looking really, really deadly off their set pieces at the moment. And as we can see here, just at the speed tester, the New Zealanders are getting ready to speed test.
Yes, that match not too far after this one. New Zealand and Japan, they will get in their tournament open and away. It's now the ball upfield from Villion. Evans looking for Parry. Just charging upfield, finding space, tries to cut back. Now punches back to Evans. Back for Parry. And it's going to be almost touched in for an own goal from the winner, Hee Jung. And it'll be another corner for Australia.
Yeah, that was definitely not what the Republic of Koreans would have wanted there. But it was a nice clean-up, I should say, from the number 8 there in goals.
Yeah, doing quite well as the corner's going to go out. Goal kick.
Yeah, Evans just jumping a little bit too early. Lots of communication here from Korea, trying to work out what their formation should be for this play. As Parry hits it off and wins his team a kick in on the near touchline.
Sorry to cut you off, Jax. The Aussies are going to the bench. Beck Evans is coming off for Ryan Sack.
Once again, we talked before about squad management, and this is even more squad management now.
Ryan Sack with the armband on, by the way, you should mention. The other vice-captain, as we said earlier.
It's a bit of honour for a man on debut. And if he will take the... There's a bit of discussion going on. He will indeed take this kick-in.
Now, this kick-in is direct, so it'll be interesting whether they will take a shot or not.
Parry just fakes out of it. Peters puts it on target. But a 2-on-1 violation. We'll see that ball turned over.
Yeah, Peters and Parry just a little bit too close there in the end.
See, I'm not sure if this is just me, but that fake from Jack there, I feel like had he taken that, that would have gone in, personally.
I think I agree, Jackson. But we're not the players on the court. We're the people up here on the microphones.
Yeah, that we are, Tom. That we are.
Sam tries to go down the wing. It's a little bit too central. Parry picks it up anyway. Peters doesn't quite get there in time for the goal. Hits to the line. Sam can't quite pass it away. Now does. Parry shoots, and it's a little bit to the right. It's cleared away by the goalkeeper, Park Villon.
Yeah, the shot was on there for Parry. There was a lot of space at that near post for him, but he just couldn't quite get his chair around that ball to stick it on target.
Now, we've had a bit of a unique positioning here as the Korean winger is the one defending the near post, not the goalkeeper. Parry, set. Doesn't quite fit on that ball correctly, and now it's going to be punched clear. Peters, cleared away once more. Tries to go upfield. Now it's behind Sack, and Korea can break down the defensive third. But only as far as Lee David, who runs into the attacking half. And now a 2-on-1 violation against Korea. 3.5 minutes to go. And Jackson, your thoughts on the matches we've seen it so far?
Oh, I think it's been very exciting to see both of these teams. Obviously, Australia getting quite a refresh since the World Cup, the Tokyo Football World Cup back in 2 years ago in Sydney. 4 new players, so it's been very interesting to see what's changed since then. It's been very interesting. Korea as well, interesting to see what they've got in store for this week. Obviously, a big learning experience and seeing them grow as the games progress as that ball goes out for a corner.
Yeah, Jack Parry, sorry to cut off there, Jackson. Jack Parry cutting off the goal here. Second bit too central, if anything. If he hadn't got that ball wider, he probably would have had his third.
Yeah, well, I was just going to pass that question over to Matt if there was anything you had to add there.
I'm going to cut you off as Jack Parry has got his third. And that's a hat-trick on debut. I'm sure there's other players that have had hat-tricks in this game already. I've lost count. That is the 11th for Australia. Things just one-way traffic at the moment.
Yeah, and we're coming up to the last 2 minutes of this half.
But yeah, Matt, do you want to talk about what you think the Koreans might be able to work on to help make their game a little bit better as this week goes on?
I think mainly their defence. So their structure in defence just needs a little bit of work. They're doing a lot of ball chasing rather than trying to cut off the passing lanes. So I think that's their main thing that they should probably be working on this week. Other than that, I think they're doing pretty well considering this is indeed their debut tournament. A bit of a baptism by fire, playing a team who would probably be considered favourites for the tournament.
Well, playing the reigning champions is never an easy thing to do off the bat. But here they are, that's what the task they've been given. And whilst the scoreline hasn't been great, I think their effort has been excellent, and I think they should be proud of their efforts thus far. And we hope and wish to see they can only get better from here. As David goes for Parry. Back for David. Now Peters. David takes the shot. It's going to be touched wide by the goalkeeper, and a corner will be given.
Yeah, very nice touch there from the number 8 for the Republic of Korea.
Very well done by Jack Parry there too to make sure it didn't touch his guard on the way.
Yeah, he just needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't leave the field of play there. He's not quite close.
Speaking of being careful, the goalkeeper is taking the corner. Peters puts it on target, stopped by the goalkeeper. The post is out of position, but that's okay. Ryan Seth, captain on captain. And now Kijang tries to clear it out. Seth with the pass. David touching that ball across the front of the goal, the box. And another 2-on-1 violation by Korea.
Tell you what, beautiful rotation from the Aussies. They all know exactly when and where to rotate around to cover when Luke pushes up.
They're looking very rehearsed at the moment. As Jack Parry now standing on the goal line, looking to try and run the disruption play. But now he has been moved out of position.
Yeah, I believe the Republic of Koreans have asked for their spot there.
You only let that once, however. Now Jack Parry wants to then into the line. Preparing on the far side as David shoots it. It does take a touch on Parry.
Yep,
and that is the 12th for Australia.
That'll be Jack Parry's 4th for the game as well. He's had a hell of a game since coming on.
He's only had about 20 minutes or so and scored 4. Then he's doing incredibly well.
I think it's more like 10. If anything, Jackson, he's been excellent since coming on. Now, a little short routine here, but there won't be any time for it, as that is the end of the 40 minutes of this game. Australia on the board early, a very dominant victory. They win by 12 goals to 0 over the Republic of Korea. A valiant effort by them in their first international match. It's they can only get better from here. Lads, any final thoughts?
I think it was, well, as I said before, a bit of a baptism by fire for the Republic of Korea. But I think there's a lot of positives that they can take out of that game. Some really nice work defensively. Structure's, a little off, but I'm sure that'll get better as the week progresses. As it is their debut tournament, so I'm looking forward to what they look like by the end of the tournament.
Jackson, any thoughts?
I feel like Matt covered most that there is to say, really. I don't think I've got too much to add there.
Well, with that, we thank you for joining us in the opening match. We'll be back after a quick break with the second match of the tournament, New Zealand taking on Japan. Until then, cheerio. We're out.
In a minute.
Oh.